Yo, what's going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are in top 8 of a recent mega tournament hosted by my locals in the new January 2024 format. We've got Fire Kings on the left, and thankfully no rescue ace. We've got Bystial, Horus, Dragon Link, I believe. Yeah, Bystial, Horus, Dragon Link. And I think it's also playing the new, like, Resonator stuff, the Crimson Gaia, the Vision Resonator, etc., etc. So, yeah, we've had a lot of Fire Kings on the channel so far in this tournament, but I really haven't minded commentating over it so much. It's actually a pretty fun deck to watch. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it as well, but something very unfortunate just happened there. A Prospe for 6 getting met with Ash, forcing a turn pass. And we're going to see the Chaos Space in turn get ashed. And the Vision Resonator getting pitched. This card is sent to the graveyard. Can add a spell or trap that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend. So we're going to add the Crimson Gaia. That's going to go ahead and search out another Vision Resonator. And they've got King Sark also. So they're going to go ahead and pitch to dump the Imseti. And conveniently enough, they end up discarding a copy of Happy. So they get to just bring both of these guys back for free. Special summon the Vision Resonator from hand, which they just need a level 5 or higher Dark on field, which is going to be pretty easy to come by. And unfortunately, they are just short on damage here from just outright ending the game. Ending on Baron and Imseti. Imperm getting fired on the Baron. Normal summon Ponix attempt effect. Chain Imperm and Kieran will help to dodge the Imperm there, as it destroys the Ponix, still securing that surge of Fire King Sanctuary. Activating Sanctuary to place a copy of Fire King Island directly from the deck. And Island will destroy the Kieran. Kieran will bring back the Ponix. And then they get to pop an additional card as part of the effect. So they will destroy the Baron. And the Sacred Garunix, the Sacred Fire King Garunix, will get to special summon itself as a result. So, yeah, they went from pretty much having absolutely nothing to getting right back into the game, just like that. And I believe the Imseti effect, another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect. While this card is in your monster zone, you can send one card on the field to the graveyard. So I believe that effect activating there, getting rid of the Fire King Island. And that is going to proc the other effect of Fire King Island here. And also resolving the effect of Sacred King Garunix to destroy one from deck. And then resolving Fire King Island, destroying both Ponix and the Garunix. Ponix will get to add itself back, and since the Barong was destroyed in the process, they also get to search for any Fire King card here in the standby phase, so they add a copy of Kieran. So they have quite a bit set up now. They have Kieran, which can proc the Garunix Engrave, and then they also still have the Continuous spell to be able to Xyz into the Garunix Eternity at some point. So they can go ahead and bring back Happy, and then Lubellion pitching itself to go ahead and search a copy of Magnamut. So close to just being able to swing for a game right here, but they have quite a bit actually to be able to have to play through, because it's kind of like a chain reaction with these Fire King monsters. Once one pops one and they've got enough set up in the grave, just a whole bunch of things start happening. Chaos Space will go ahead and put back to draw one, and still don't think they have enough really to try to actually punch in for a game here. Checking the extra deck here to see what options they have available. I believe they also play, I don't know if it's standard in all Horus Resonator Dragon Link decks, but I believe they're playing the Scarred Dragon Archfiend, which we'll see a little bit later. They're going to special summon another copy of Vision Resonator, and I think they're going to go for it now. Card's name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while in the field or in the graveyard. If this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can special summon one Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck, treat it as a synchro summon. Then if this card was sent to the graveyard as synchro material for a Dark Dragon synchro monster, you can destroy all attack mission monsters your opponent controls. And Crimson Gaia says during your main phase, you can add a Red Dragon Archfiend or one card that mentions it from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except itself. When your Red Dragon Archfiend declares an attack, you can change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. If a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special one Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard. Does quite a bit there. And I imagine as they attempt to enter the battle phase, Kieran will pop Ponix, and that will trigger the Garunix in the graveyard to go ahead and special summon itself and then destroy one from deck. That's going to destroy Arvada. Arvada effect is going to go ahead and bring back the Barong since it was destroyed. So just like that, 3 bodies hitting the field. They are going to secure Ponix to come back in the standby phase for follow-up. And if the Barong dies, they will also get that other search in the standby phase of any Fire King card. And they're going to go ahead and special summon out the Sarnir. Battle phase, attack into the Barong, attack into the Kieran. And Ponix will go ahead and special summon itself back. Well, because the Kieran was destroyed, Ponix will get revived by the Kieran. And then Ponix will get to add one. And then Scarred will attack over the Garunix. And then lastly, Imseti getting over the Ponix as they search. I think it was a copy of Skyburn there. And then linking into Heretic Seal. And then they'll get the effect of Scar to just spec out a free Red Dragon Archfiend from the extra deck. Treat as a Synchro Summon, which I honestly couldn't even tell you what its effect is. But, I mean, a free body is a free body, even if it means just being sent here for Lubellion. Which I will just pull up Red Dragon Archfiend. After damage calculation, this card attacks a monster. Defensive monster, destroy all defensive monsters your opponent controls once per turn during your end phase. Destroy all other monsters you control that did not declare an attack this turn. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve the effect. End phase Magnum out there, I believe, adding a copy of Sarnir. And Ponix and Barong. Just adding to the deck's impeccable grind game here. But also, one thing that has been magically revealed to me is that the Horus Dragonlink player could have used King Sarcophagus there to send the Barong, not proccing its graveyard effect when it's destroyed. So that could have potentially denied him a search there. And been a pretty good search tonight, again, considering it searches literally any Fire King card from the deck to the hand. Not a Fire King monster, not a Fire King spell or trap, any Fire King card. But regardless, Fire Kings will lead their turn here by normal summoning the Arvada, which is just a generic monster negate while in the field, and then destroying another fire monster at hand or field. So I can go ahead and easily check here the Heretic Seals. And just double checking the effect of King Sarcophagus there. I believe it makes it so that all Horus monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects that do not target them. And battle phase, we're just going to see Arvada attempt to swing over the Heretic Seals, and Seals' effect attempt to bounce will activate. They will attempt to negate with Arvada just to keep the Arvada on board by getting rid of the Ponix. And then Seals will activate Engrave, since it was tributed, summoning Chamber Dragon Maid, a card I have not seen played in a minute. And before they go ahead and actually resolve the effect of Chamber Maid, they are going to get to resolve their effects also Engrave. They do get to bring out the Sacred Fire King Garunix, since something was destroyed. And then they will get to add a copy of Tidying. And I believe they are also playing a copy of Hospitality, which is an interesting choice. I don't remember any Dragon Link decks back when they did consistently play the Dragon Maid stuff. Anyone really playing that card? But again, what do I know, right? What do I know? I don't know the deck. I've never played this deck. I don't know what the value is in playing those cards specifically, but regardless, they're technically still in the battle phase here, which I mean is if you're going to try to get rid of stuff with both Happy and Imseti on field, it's going to be in the battle phase, as their effects only proc when other cards on the field leave by an opponent's card effect. Again, you have to worry about the send, and then also, of course, the effect of Happy, which is honestly the most broken effect, I think, in my opinion, is like just to be able to add back 2 from grave, end, or banish, or shovel them back into the deck. It's kind of absurd. And then Garunix will get to destroy 1 from the deck. It's going to destroy the Kieran, and then Kieran will bring back Ponix. And then they'll get to destroy 1. I believe, if I'm remembering Kieran correctly, right? If this card is destroyed instead of the graveyard, you can special summon a Fire King from hand to grave, then you can destroy a card in the field. Yeah, so they'll get to search off of Ponix, which they're going to add the Circle of the Fire Kings, and then I don't believe they use the effect to destroy there because they probably don't want to proc any of the Happy or Imseti, and then still in battle phase they'll clear over a couple other cards. But Circle of the Fire Kings is one of the like OG Fire King support cards, and they'll use it to get rid of a Arvada to bring back a Kieran, then that Arvada will bring back a Kieran, and that's kind of clutch there. And they're just gonna crash into the Happy with 1 of them, and then Happy doesn't die. I'm not exactly sure why that happened, but then the second Kieran swinging over the Happy and killing it the second time. But, I mean, successfully, all in the battle phase there, clearing a ton of cards, while simultaneously avoiding the effects of both Imseti and Happy. Very, very cool to watch this deck play. I know I've said that a couple times already, but it is very cool to watch how this this deck has so many different avenues of play. And it's always, at least for me personally, impressive to see a deck do that many things in the battle phase alone. So main phase 2, they're going to go ahead and look for a possible Link 1 here. I mean, King Sarcophagus is still on the field, which is definitely a big issue at this point. Happy's just going to come back next turn. And then you obviously have the built-in protection, the battle phase effect of King Sarcophagus. Getting rid of that is definitely going to be a priority here. But that might mean an SP Little Knight play. And that means linking off your Ponix and your Garunix into, you know, SP, getting those cards off the field. So they will go for the Link Kuriboh, which, I mean, probably means they are going to go for, yeah, going to go for the SP Little Knight play here. Or I guess they could technically go for Dark, and it looks like they will go for Dark. And plenty of targets in the opponent's graveyard, I'm sure. As for the deck they are playing, looking at Scarred, they've got Magnamut, they've got Druis. They do attempt to take the Magnamut, which does force a Druis Worm in hand, denying its target, and they will go ahead and admit defeat right there. I mean, for how that game started, pretty impressive to see him grind all that way. Also, a reminder to check out Imperium Duelist at the link below. They did drop some new products recently. Brand new Magical Hat Oversleeves, which honestly are my new favorite, and a new Demon Slayer themed deck box, which is also still on sale right now. And definitely consider checking them out at the link below. Discount code WinterKills10 off to save 10% off your entire order. Support the channel in the process. And of course, if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, please don't forget to check out and use my TCG Player affiliate link, which is found in the description of all my videos. Anytime you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase goes right back into the channel and helps out a ton. And new thing in the description, Dueling Nexus creator code. If you guys want to, if you guys frequently use Dueling Nexus, you can use that creator code and get some exclusive rewards through that platform using that creator code in the description. So, getting back into the game here, we do see the Fire King technique go first. They do get drolled, but doesn't really look like it's going to matter too much here as they still end on looks to be a pretty decent board. Fenrir plus Arvada, and getting 2 searches off both Ponix and Arvada, and the entire hand is known for the Fire King player. And they're going to go ahead and activate Triple Tactics Thrust. One of the most annoying cards, at least in my opinion anyway, is going to go ahead and fetch out a copy of Lightning Storm from the deck, and they will call spells and traps, but Sanctuary will protect by destroying the Garunix. And then they're going to go ahead and activate Imseti to pitch itself and Vision Resonator, attempt to search out for the Sarcophagus, and if there was ever a time to use the Arvada Negate, I think right now would probably be the time. So they'll destroy a Ponix in the hand, and that will proc the Sacred Fire King Garunix engraved to go ahead and special summon itself, and then destroy one from the deck, hand, or field, which they could destroy an Arvada, which then could bring something back out from the grave. And they will still get Vision Resonator effect, though, since it did hit the graveyard, to grab a copy of Crimson Gaia. So they will destroy Arvada. Arvada will bring back the Barong. Bring back Barong. And now that is set up in play in case that gets destroyed. Whether it just be by, the opponent's mean, or if they clear the field spell, they will get that effect to go ahead and add any Fire King. Playing Crimson Gaia to add a copy of the Vision Resonator. They also have Triple Tactics talent. They got the double Tactics special with this hand. They got Thrust and Talons. Definitely a nefarious combo, to say the least, and they will fire off that Talents. The Budget Starlight to go ahead and take the Garunix and then summon that Vision Resonator to go ahead and try to set up a Synchro 10 here, but they'll use Kieran. Kieran will blow up, bring back the Ponix, and then the Kieran will get that destruction effect to get rid of the Vision Resonator. And that will be the end of Game 2. Bringing us to a Game 3 situation, we will see the Horus Bystial deck go first, starting with Chaos Space, pitching Saronir to go ahead and search for a copy of White Dragon Wyvernburster and Saronir effect to go ahead and send Bystial Rebellion. Now they got pretty much the whole engine rolling here. Summon out Wyvernburster by banishing the Saronir, link one into the Striker Dragon, White Dragon effect, and yeah, we're not even searching out for Boot Sector Launch anymore. Who needs Rocket cards when you've got Horus cards? Special Summon Black by banishing White, and then Chaos Space, returning one to draw. Looks like they drew into Skill Drain there. We'll see how that fares in this particular matchup, linking into the Seals, adding a copy of White Dragon. Card that was returned, activating Bystial Magnum. It must be nice. Then going to go and banish Striker Dragon, end phase effect, Bystial Rebellion. I swear, sometimes with these Dragon players, it feels like Magnamut ain't even at 1. Feels like that card's still at 3 sometimes. Lebellion's going to go ahead and place a copy of the Branded Regained, and then Druis Worm here to go ahead and banish the Black Dragon, procking Branded Regained to go ahead and put back the Black Dragon and draw 1. And now they're going to go ahead and link 2 into IP Masquerena, which is already an oh, and we've got Imseti pitching. Not sure, is that Dragon Maid? Yeah, that's the Dragon Maid Hospitality. Gonna go ahead and search out for a copy of King Sarcophagus. Looking, and they get the draw one. Droll and Lockbird. Playing King Sarcophagus here. Gonna go ahead and pitch White Dragon to go ahead and send a copy of Happy. I mean, like, SP Little Knight's already such a good card as is, but going into it with IP just hits different, bringing back now the Imseti and the Happy, and especially they get that end phase effect of Druis Worm here, or end phase effect of Magnamut rather, to grab Druis Worm. Talk about going into SP by linking with IP and Druis Worm. So not only that you get the banish on some of it, you also get that send. Quite a bit of removal off just sort of one effect there. Starting off with Prosby for 6. Looking for something high impact, I imagine anyways, not really finding anything. I mean, evenly matched would go absolutely insane, raw style right there. But instead they find themselves getting hit with Droll and Lockbird on Resolution. And they do have Triple Tactics talent. They've got Fire King Sanctuary, will allow them to play a copy of the Fire King Island directly from the deck, dodging Droll there. I mean, the only thing they're really shutting off here would be Ponix. Yeah, I think would be Ponix. And I'm sure there's something else I'm forgetting, but I know Ponix is, that's the only one I can actively think of offhand that is searching. Everything else kind of dodges around adding cards from deck to hand here, at least that I can think. So they'll go ahead and put the Druid Swarm on field. And I believe they were just correcting a little mistake there with what cards were banished. At least that's what it looked like. And they're going to normal summon Arvada, which is a great card to start off for a normal summon. Especially since there are so many cards we want to be able to keep in check, like IP and Seals. And I imagine an early battle phase was forced there. I mean, there are so many good things to try to force out here in the battle phase. So they use Seals. And then they're going to go ahead and negate the Seals by sending off Ponix. And then they're going to use Druid Swarm. And then they're going to use IP to link with the Druid Swarm into SP. SP will banish the Druid Swarm. And since they don't have any special summon monsters on field, the Druid Swarm will not find any value there, which is pretty nice. They'll normal summon Ponix and, well, special summon Ponix. Or, wait a second. I must be missing something, because I don't think they normal summon, they did 100% normal summon the Arvada, but, oh, okay, they special summon Ponix off of its, effect. That's right. Yeah, since something was destroyed because of the Arvada. Interestingly, it was another copy of Ponix, and now they're going to link into the Relinquished Anima, but they do get hit with that skill drain, dropping them down 1,000, which at this point in the game, time is getting close to being called here, so that 1,000 life point difference really could mean, you know, winning or losing the match here, since we are in a game 3 situation. So Triple Tactics Talents will go ahead and take the Imseti. And in theory, I mean, if, I don't want to say stalling, because that's not the right word, but there's a right sequence of cards here to potentially block enough damage next turn to make it so they can't get through. And looks like they're possibly going for a dark play here, but first, battle phase, right? Yeah, I don't want to forget the battle phase. And it is half damage too, so only taking 700 there, linking off the Anima and the Imseti into dark, and then slapping a Typhon on top of the dark, probably just getting as many monsters off the field as possible to avoid damage. Ponix adding itself back, and then they're going to go ahead and bring back Imseti, summon the Vision Resonator, synchro into Chaos Angel, and then bring back Happy, and then go into the battle phase, hoping they have enough damage here. They're going to attack over the Typhon, and then attack over the Arvada for a little bit of damage there, only 600, and then Ponix effect, or Arvada effect will bring back Ponix, and they'll also get regained effect here to bring back Druid Swarm, which certainly isn't helping their case now, because they're trying to block as much damage as possible. They'll attack with Druid Swarm, but they are forgetting their misplay. Boom, misplay. Sorry, C. Goody, you misplayed on this one. You should have brought, I mean, he already knows this, but you should have brought that Ponix out in hand. For any Fire King duelists out there, again, that could have saved him the game right there. Would not be able to get in for that extra bit of damage. But last but not least, we're going to say a big thank you to our current Divine Level channel members who are Ponies Art, Cadillacs Green, Misfit, HH Cyber, and Robin's Assistant. Thank you guys so much as always for showing me kind and very, very generous support of the channel.